Hello, the beautiful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rose Shueva, and I'm a Namibian YouTuber, and I'm currently living in China. So today I'm talking about I've graduated. I'm graduating from a Chinese university, and I don't know what is next. Uh, yes, it's really valid for you to start feeling like, okay, right, I'm graduating right now, and I don't know what is next. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life, and we have heard a lot about stereotypes about Chinese studying in Chinese universities, and you're asking yourself a lot of pertaining questions like, am I even ready to start working? Am I even having enough capacity? Did I get enough exposure, or should I just even continue studying and things like that? Those are the valid questions to ask yourself as a student right now, especially if you're about to graduate, because you just start feeling like you don't know what is next, right? And I feel like when we start thinking like we don't know what is next, we are too much worried about the future. Sometimes it's just relevant for you to live in the present moment. But anyways, I've prepared some notes, and just to highlight, talking from my own experience, and see, I hope these notes will help you guys, or these points will help you guys navigate this space where you're transitioning right now from a Chinese university to whatever is next for you. And yes, transitioning from actually studying, it's really hard. Change on its own is a difficult topic, and it's change for anyone is always difficult. I'm telling you, like, whether it's change from school to work, whether it's change from work to school, it can happen like that. It's never easy. So it's right for you to feel like this, but don't dwell so much into it, because at the end of the day, if you become stagnant, or you become paralyzed by the idea of you even attempting to have a change, you'll not do anything at the end of the day. So one key point that happens for us students who are graduating from Chinese universities, I think one biggest problem is imposter syndrome. And this has been created by the fact that our people who have lived before us, people who have graduated before us, had gone through this experience whereby a lot of stories you are hearing that people who have studied in Chinese university don't have enough capacity, or people who have studied in China don't have enough capacity, or it's how your university has actually conducted their classes. Sometimes Chinese universities don't really give you that enough exposure, maybe for internship. They don't really maybe prepare you so well for the job field. But at the end of the day, the fact that you have completed your degree and now you're graduating, I think that's a very you are already ahead of the game by the knowledge that you have acquired from your studies. So I'm sure you can utilize that knowledge to something very useful, and that's your starting place. Find strength in what you have already learned, and utilize that knowledge so that you are able to turn it into money. You know what I mean? So stop with this imposter syndrome, trying to say that no, you don't have enough knowledge, you don't have enough. Whatever you have acquired from your degree, that's what you should work with, and that's what you should take. And when you're looking for a job, tell the people that I'm able to do this, I'm able to do this, I'm able to use this software. At the end of the day, you give your employer heads up to say, this is what I'm able to do, and this is not what I'm able to do. You know what I mean? And yeah, imposter syndrome is a very big sickness. Sometimes we can start thinking like we don't have it all in us, but little did we know we actually have so much inside us, and we are so much capable than whatever we are anticipating, or where we are thinking about our own capabilities. And sometimes this imposter syndrome is not even valid, because even people who had gone to universities to study for their own degree, when they go to their job, they still need practice, they still need on-job training. You know what I mean? So don't worry, don't fear the imposter syndrome. Don't listen to the inner voice, that negative self-talk, because at the end of the day, you are able to do something. As long as you are breathing, you can still surely utilize that knowledge that you have acquired from the university to get a certain job. Of course, it's not easy, but it's possible. You know what I mean? And remember, as you have graduated and you have your certificate, remember, as you have graduated and you have your certificate or you have your degree, that does not really qualify you as to be a successful job seeker. And another thing is, when we graduate from our Chinese universities and we don't know what is next, maybe that is a sign of God showing you that you don't need to go and look for a job. You need to create a job for other people and yourself. So sometimes it's not only not knowing what is next, but it's also tapping into the power of what have you gained from your university, what have you learned, what are the skills that you can utilize, what can you do as a person. Because sometimes we are not only going to go in the field looking for jobs, we can also be job creators, and that is a great opportunity. If you don't know what is next, you can also think of, maybe I can set up my own company, I can create my own business and do that, because everyone has so much potential. You just need to look deeper inside you and bring out that potential so that it flourishes outside. Because we start thinking little about ourselves, but we are so much capable more than that we are thinking we are. Do you get what I'm saying? So that is one thing. You could also be a job creator. Another thing is that you can plan that after you graduate, you can become a job creator that I've already mentioned. Create your own company, create your own business. That's also a route to take. And if you're graduating from a Chinese university and you don't want to be a job creator, you don't want to create your own business, you don't want to be a business owner, you can also then go and look for a job. Just look for a job, apply for jobs. If you're graduating for a Chinese university, you stand a very great chance of right now, especially if you're in China right now, to get a better job, because there are not so many foreigners and Chinese companies want foreigners to work for them. So look for that job tirelessly and search for that job very well, because you can get it. Just search for that job. At the end of the day, you might get one or two people who request for interview, and you just prove yourself that you are able to do this job and you can get that job. And key point that I could highlight is that you can look into companies, Chinese companies that are already in your home country, and contact those companies that are in your home country. Maybe you want to move back to your home country and you want to look for a job in your home country. So start contacting those Chinese companies in your home country so that they could maybe take you on as an intern, or even like a translator. I'm not saying go and do translation if you have not studied to become a translator, but those companies, I'm sure they have some position that they want to fill with people who have an exposure of living in China. So that can also be something that you could do. Are not really good for you. If you feel like, yeah, Rose, I don't want to look for a job, I don't want to be a business owner, I don't want to do all these other things that you are telling me, then you should go back to your home country. You can go back to your home country. No one is going to come and say, why did you go back to your home country? Just go back to your home country. If you like, you graduated from Chinese university and now it's your time to go, you can go. I give you the freedom. If you need that person to give you a go ahead, now you can go back to your home country. You are free. And if you feel really like you are just paralyzed by the idea of graduating, maybe you can also just delay your graduation. Delay your graduation, get an extension from your university, and just have free time in your next couple of months. That free time will help you to analyze and help you to understand what is next for you. Get that extension, extend your visa with your student visa, and have that free time. You have already graduated, but maybe you can just leave one little thing that you have not finished, and then you can utilize that free time to finish that little thing. But obviously it's gonna buy you some times to live in China and still do some explore, but you also don't want. But that is a tricky one. Hey, you can only do that if you know that your expenses of you having an extension will not be paid by your parents, or you will not suffer paying for that extension period. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you could also do that. It's an option. It's an option. Apart from that extension can buy you some time. But also, if you have graduated, you can just register yourself in a Chinese university where you can study Chinese, and also do that. That's an option as well. Do that, and you can have some free time to study Chinese on the side. But reality is you are resting while in China. The only problem with those type of solutions is they will cost you money. So you should be ready to also work for your pocket money. And nowadays, students, of course, in China can get student work visa. You can tap into that power and see if your school can give you a student work visa, and maybe look for a job. And then you can have some time to go to study Chinese, and also time to earn a little amount of money. Because at the end of the day, if you buy yourself more time, that's also cost for you on your shoulders. And another thing is you could take a gap year. Obviously, sometimes when you're graduating, we really don't know what we want. You could take just some time. You could take a gap year, whether you go back to your home country. I feel like going back to your home country with a gap year, it will be relevant if you have graduated everything, because you will be closer to home, you'll be closer to your family, and at least you'll be guaranteed that you have food, free food flowing from your mother's kitchen or your father's kitchen. So you could take that gap year. It's also relevant for you to take gap year, because it's not always wise to be just going on a go, especially if you are still young. But if you are old, a gap year might not be a solution for you, yeah, but we can still do something about it. Sometimes we might not be sure of what we want to do, what's next for us, and that kind of gives us also a heads up to say that if you don't know what to do, just follow the crowd. What is the crowd doing? The crowd is actually re-registering for another degree in a Chinese university. You can do that. At the end of 3 years, you'll be done with your another degree. I'm sure that degree added on your CV will give you some benefits in the future. So if you want to follow the crowd, it's also beneficial, because sometimes the crowd has already decided that this is what we should do because of peer pressure. So you can follow the crowd if you want to do that. If you really, really don't know what to do with your life right now, if you're graduating and you really don't know what to do, you could also do that, because that's also an option. Follow what is the crowd doing. Maybe the crowd is going to look for a job. Maybe the crowd is registering for another degree. Follow the crowd. It doesn't matter, because at least when you know where everyone is going, you will not go there alone. You will not get lost alone. So you could follow the crowd. That's an option as well. And guys, remember that education, it does not equal to financial freedom. We could continue to study forever, but that does not guarantee us that we are going to be rich. So you should remember that education does not equal financial freedom. To monetize your knowledge and to monetize that skill that you have will still require you another additional skill for you to be able to look for a job and keep a job and maintain a job. So just remember that if you are graduating right now and you don't know what is next and you choose to do another degree, it doesn't mean at the end of another term of another degree you become a millionaire, or you become a CEO, or you become whatever. Sometimes education is also not a solution to all our problems. Sometimes you just need to do something that could give you financial freedom. And of course, you can be an educated man, but you're still not having financial freedom. You get what I'm saying? So look into all those things and make your decision. Your decision lies in your hand. No one is going to force you to do any decision. But I hope this video has just highlighted some of the key points and highlighted some of the key points, and also given you the idea of what could you do next if you don't really know what to do after graduating from a Chinese university. Until my next video, stay humble, stay positive, and work hard towards your goals. And bye.